Hey everybody, I'm Steph.
I'm Michael
Today we're checking out Cyber Pet Quest.
from Dead Alive Games. This game plays 1 to 4 players, fully cooperative, and plays in, according to the box, in 30 to 45 minutes.
Yes.
So, thanks to Bernie at Dead Alive Games for giving us this prototype, but he didn't give it to us in exchange for this video. He gave it to us because he knows we like to play all the games. Wow, it's been a while since we've said that.
Forgot how.
I know, right?
But this game is currently on Kickstarter right now. So we're excited to show it to you.
We put the link.
Super cute.
We put the link.
Yes, I did.
Up there, and so I guess you'll put that onto YouTubers, and be sure to back this, especially if you love cute stuff and you love co-ops. Then this will be
this is like a campaign. So you work through different levels, and you're not playing the same thing over and over again. So
that's right.
And you get to level up your characters as you go through these different scenarios. There's lots of cool things going on here.
Lots of things.
So we're gonna show you what it's all about.
Yep. We are going to go through the tutorial, and I'm going to teach you all the rules, or at least the rules for this part of the adventure.
Yeah, because more things get added as you
go.
So, shall we?
Yeah, let's do this thing. So we've got 4 different pets, and so I have Jane, the bionic cat. Steph has Clay, the Australian cattle dog. Steph has Freya, the North American raccoon, and I have Roman, the Canadian goose. So, a little bit of introduction here, for those of you who love theme. It was January 2050. Jane was worried. Life had changed. Life was getting more complicated. She much preferred the old days, when she would play with her animal friends and walk around with her owner, Howard, who was an expert cyberneticist. It all started a couple of weeks ago. Jane felt different, aware, alert. She seemed to understand more about the human world and grasped more of what humans were saying to each other. All of a sudden, Jane started to communicate directly with her animal friends without needing to make a sound. Weirdly, she could only communicate with certain pets this way. Those like her who had been helped by Howard and possessed metallic parts. And the humans had changed too. Like Howard, their faces always seemed fearful or angry these days, and Howard stayed home more and more now. A few days earlier, she saw one man attack another on their street, leaving the victim stunned on the ground. Jane distinctly remembered the word Howard used when describing these strange and scary humans. Sims. C-Y-M-S. Big C, little y, big M, big S. And it's pronounced Sims. I think it's like cybernetics something or other. I'm not sure where it is, but we'll move right on. We'll move on from here. She didn't know what that word meant, but the word was very familiar to her since the awakening. One day, Howard suddenly left the house and didn't come back. After waiting patiently at home for a day, Jane became increasingly worried. Despite the danger, her feline curiosity and her desire to find Howard led her onto the streets of San Lazaro, the city that she lived in. You know what curiosity did?
Killed a cat.
Uh-oh. She had some near misses with those Sims and might have been hurt if not for a chimpanzee named Walter. She was shocked to discover that she could communicate with him too. Walter was part of a diverse group of animals who resided at the San Lazaro Zoo. An elephant, a bear, and even some dolphins. Oh my. Jane was happy to stay there for a while with her new friends, as it kept her from feeling lonely and missing Howard. She learned how to survive on the streets from her zoo animal friends and was now more self-sufficient than before. Armed with this confidence, Jane went back to her apartment every couple of weeks or so to see if Howard had come home. Each time she was disappointed to find the home empty, until one day. Everything that you see here is a prototype, an early prototype, because we don't have all of the cubes and the tokens and everything that we need. Some of the cards are in our sleeve because they're in pre-production state.
Yeah, so everything will be finished once you play.
Yes, absolutely. So, on each of your character sheets, and again, these are indeed subject to change. But you've got your pet here and your base energy, which is going to be calculated by rolling these dice. Notice that they've got a combination of energy and luck on them, and a little feather as well. So your energy, the energy that Jane is going to get is 4 energy plus whatever she rolls on the dice. You also notice that Jane is going to start with 4 hit points. So if you'll notice here on my little character sheet here, I'm going to start Jane off with 0 energy, 0 luck, and 4 hit points. But notice the hit points can actually go quite high. So put this back here. You'll also notice that there's room for 3 items per pet, room for 3 charms per pet, and the hero card is technically supposed to go down here at the bottom. I should do that like so. Each of these animals also has a trait that is unique to that pet and has a little stuff, something that they can do. You'll also see the exploration and impact actions that this pet can do, and each of those will cost energy. Now, these are also going to be specific to each pet. For example, the way that Jane does damage is going to be different from the way that Roman does damage to certain things. So, So for the tutorial chapter, you're going to need the 4 level 1 pet cards and the 4 pet boards. And I'm fairly sure that you will need all 4 of them regardless of the number of players that are playing. You'll find the 2 location cards labeled the apartment. And then you're going to put the map device, the pet collars, and the massage chair above location 4. Place an item cube above locations 2 through 5. Shuffle up the item cards, which I did not get Steph to do. If you could do that for me.
Sure.
And each player will take a reference card that is basically going to be a rules reference and an iconography reference. So, the rules reference side has most of the rules for the game. And according to the rules, it will be simplified when the rules, as the rules come into play. You'll probably need fewer and fewer of those little reminders as you go on. So, on a round, each chapter is going to be played over multiple rounds where each pet is going to do a turn. So there are no there's not a specific turn order in each round, but when each of these pets has gone once, then that's going to be considered a round.
It's this deck, right?
Yes, there's a pet initiatives deck, which you shuffle up, and you'll notice that it will say what what order that the pets will act in. I'm just saying that there's not a specific, it doesn't go in a clockwise manner. It's more like Eon's End. So, the first thing that you're going to do is to draw the initiative card, and that is the pet that is going to go. So let's go ahead and get started with this. So it says that it's Roman's turn. So Roman is going to start by performing an energy generation dice roll with 3 dice. You'll notice that one of these dice has little feathers on it. You won't need that one, but you will roll the other 3 dice and add them to the base energy, which Roman has a base energy of 4. I think all of them do, don't they? I'm going to roll these, and notice I have an energy and 2 half lucks, which I can combine together to make a full luck.
Woohoo.
So that's going to give me a total of 5 energy and 1 luck. Now, every energy that I do not spend at the end of the turn is going to be changed into luck. So that's how you get additional luck beyond what you roll on the dice. So then you're going to get to choose your actions for the turn. The exploration actions can all be done multiple times, depending on how much energy you want to spend. For example, Roman can spend 3 energy to move up to 3 spaces, or can spend 2 energy to inspect the objective card in that space, which in this case is going to be the massage chair. Or Roman can spend 3 energy to interact with an object or item and perform an effect. And finally, for 4 energy, Roman can heal themselves or another pet within the same space. There are also impact actions that I mentioned earlier that will basically deal impact or damage, and you can only choose 1 impact result once per pet turn. So I can spend 1 energy to do 1 damage, or 5 energy to do 2 damage, or impact, I guess I should say. I can't do the 1 energy 5 different times for 5 damage. You can do exactly 1 impact. Whether I do the 1 or the 2 impact, I can only choose 1 of them.
Yeah.
So, if there are any other actions that are associated with the impact, such as move, the pet can do the other action after the impact. So, at the end, remember at the end of the pet's turn, after you've done all the actions that you want to take, whatever energy is left, it switches over to luck. Luck can be used to power charm card abilities in later chapters, and you can never have more than 7 luck. So, other things that you can do during a pet's turn is to use items. Items are always one-time use, and you can find them by using the magnifying glass action on spaces with an item. You see where these little cubes are? Those are places where we can find items. So, pets can trade item cards with each other as many times as they like, as long as we are in the same space. And I do have to mention these little critters, little minis, even though this is in a prototype stage, look how cute these are. They are little cute critters.
Yeah, and I think they're supposed to get
they're going to be even better.
Yeah, I think they're going to have the printing on them and stuff.
Oh, nice.
I don't know. So we'll see how the Kickstarter does.
Yes, we will see. So put those on here again. Obviously, you've only got spot for 3 item cards, and you have to discard or trade down to 3 item cards at the end of your turn. Charms are going to be gained as a special event or at the end of a chapter, and they're powered by the pet's luck. Each charm has a level 1 side and a level 2 side. As you can see from this pet collar, hey, we've got a level 1 side and can get even better with a level 2 side.
Yay.
They can be used an infinite amount of times per turn, unless specified otherwise on the card. It's basically limited to how much luck you have. You can trade charm cards with each other as many times as you like as well without spending energy, as long as you are in the same space. However, you have to discard down to 3 charm cards at the end of each chapter. So, Chapter 0 is the tutorial, and that's what we are starting off here. One day, many weeks after she left to live in the zoo, Jane went back home to check if Howard had returned. Saddened by the still empty house, she was ready to leave until she noticed something. Under Howard's favorite massage chair was a small device with a few blinking lights. She tried to reach it, but the device was too far from the edges, even for her small paws. She thought this device might help her locate Howard because she'd seen him use it to locate things before. She hurried to round up any of her local friends she could find. Jane had several animal friends in the neighborhood, but Clay, Roman, and Freya were the only ones that she could find at such a short notice. The pets entered the apartment and headed straight to Howard's room. So, Our success criteria is to discover clues to Howard's whereabouts by inspecting objectives. Once all objectives have been inspected and you've been told to conclude the chapter, read the conclusion and proceed to chapter 1, the apartment. If the success criteria are not achieved by the end of round 3, we have failed.
We got to do it.
Let's do it. And I think that is probably why. You have to have 4 pets for this scenario, regardless of the player count, because otherwise it would be rather impossible to do.
Yeah. No, I think that's why.
For sure. All right. Roman is going first. I am pretty good at searching these things. I do have 5 energy, so I'm going to spend 3 energy. Go 3 spaces.
Oh, wow.
And then I can do this magnifying glass, which takes 2 energy for me. Is it 2 energy for everybody? Yeah, it's 2 energy for everybody. It's a smaller number of paw prints.
Okay.
So for the massage chair, it has a little magnifying glass and says flip it over.
Wow.
So I'm going to do that. The chair is big and bulky, but you see that it's on some rollers. So maybe with enough impact, and we have to deal 4 impact to the chair to move it and reveal the pet collar's objective. So this stays here. What are you looking at? You're looking at something.
No, I was just looking. You move fast.
I do move fast, which is why I went there.
Yeah, it makes sense.
So that we can get this going. All right, it's now Clay's turn. Who's a good puppy?
So when Clay does damage to a Sims, there are no Sims, he may move that Sims 1 space.
Oh, I forgot about mine.
Once per turn, Clay can choose another pet within 1 and move them 1 space.
Nice. When mine reduces damage by 1, when a Sims attacks another pet at 0, Roman can take that attack instead.
Okay.
I don't know what at 0 means.
Meaning you're in the
space. At 0 spaces. Within 1 is within 1 space. Got it.
I just bark at people from away. Yeah. So I will. Well, I have to roll the dice. So give him here.
Give him here. How about 3 energy?
Whoa. So I get 7.
You get 7 whopping energy.
A lot.
Now, okay, so here's the problem with Clay. It takes 2 energy to go 1 or 1 or fewer spaces, which means 1 space.
But this I don't have to. This I can just bark at Freya and move Freya 1 space.
I would guess so.
So let's do that. It's a free action, I believe.
Yeah, and so Freya is also slow, 2 energy for 1.
Yeah.
At least Jane is 1 for 1.
Yeah. So move.
So
yeah, get out of here. Perfect. Yeah. So I will move for 2 energy. 1 space.
Sniff, 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 sniff.
I mean, I guess I can keep moving.
That is up to you. Whatever you want to do.
Sure. Let's just go twice more.
All right. And the 1 was 1 time per.
Yeah, I can't bark at everybody. Yeah.
So 2 more?
Yep.
All right. Whoops.
And I'll be in position next time because there's. Oh, I can't.
You have 1 more.
But it's not. Is it a search or is it damage?
It's damage now. We need to do 4 damage to the chair.
Then I will deal 1 damage to the chair.
Boom.
I bite it. Perfect.
All right. Whose turn is it? It's Freya's turn.
All right. So I'm going to search. Freya has this ability once per round. When Freya gains an item from the deck, she may gain an extra item.
What?
So let's.
That's pretty.
First I have to roll, I suppose.
Yeah, you have to do that first. Looks like
a luck and an extra lightning, so I'm at 5. So if I search, cost 2.
So I don't guess the pet hands are even used for anything yet, because the pet hand, the magnifying glass is inspect, and the pet hand is interact. So I don't think you interact for an item. I think you just do the.
I thought it was a search.
Well, it's called. Where is it? Inspect. I think inspect is what it is. Yeah, items can be found by using the inspect action in a space.
So I get 2.
You get 2. What is it?
We got a hollow projector.
Use when Sims targets any pet. And you've got Lucky Penny, gives you 3 luck.
Who needs luck?
Not immediately helpful.
Can't give it unless it's how do I give?
And that, I assume, is gone now.
So I will move. I'll go and move 1 space. And because at the end of my turn,
Yep.
all unused turn into luck.
Yep.
So I did that.
And hey, guess what? It's Jane.
Catch up with your friends, Jane. Jeez.
She needs to do that for sure. How about an energy and a luck? So she definitely has to go 1, 2 to get to here. If I go 1 more space, then I don't have enough to do impact.
Okay.
Unfortunately. So I think my best plan is to spend 2 to get an item. Actually, I'm going to move 1 more and then spend 2 to get this item.
Okay.
Leaving this for Freya.
Okay.
Unless you want to bark at. Well, we don't know
We don't
who's
know
going to
who
go
goes
first.
Yeah.
All right, Jane has the recycle bin. Draw a level 1 card from the charm deck for this pet. What? Where's the charm deck? Is this a charm deck? I wasn't told to shuffle up a charm deck. I was told to do the item deck.
It might not be in play for the tutorial.
Oh, it might not.
So that might be a future item.
Well, I'll keep that in mind.
Like this one is future because we don't have any Sims yet.
All right, that's the end of round 1. We got to do it all by the end of round 3.
Looking good. Everybody's in
Well,
place.
at least we're in the right spot.
Yeah.
All right, boom.
What's
How about
it do for us again?
Freya? It powers up charms, which we don't have.
Okay. Oh, that's me.
Wah wah.
So I can't
No.
hold 3.
Okay, you can always discard 1. And the first thing you do is initiative. Like that. 1 and 1. There you go. What you do, Freya? 2 items, 2 items, 2 items.
I know, but I was hoping you would trade as free action, like when you walked through us. Like if you took that,
I could have taken it. Yes,
that's what I was thinking because you walked
sure.
through.
I did walk through. We'll say I did it.
Yeah, because I
did it.
We knew that you were leaving that there for me.
That's right.
So
we did that on purpose.
So then I get these 2.
What is this?
Use when a Sims enters this pet's space. Use during this pet's turn. This pet may search or paw with an object for an item.
Or an item from 1 away.
That's pretty good.
So you could interact with this item whenever we need to interact. So you don't even technically need to move. You can use your fake hand.
Fake hand.
Seems good.
All right. Well, I still have
3. You
3.
still have a lot.
In order to do.
Yes, you can't do damage. You can interact or paw.
So I'll just move.
Oh, that's inspect or interact is the glass and the
yeah. Yeah.
So you will just do what?
I'll just move.
You'll just move. And you'll still be set up for this item if you want.
Yeah. It's a lot though. We have to trade if people want these things.
Who's a good pupper?
Oh, that's me.
Not you. Whoa. Wow. Clay just died.
No.
2 energy, which puts you at 6, and a half luck, which is nothing. All right.
So let's attack this thing.
Do some good damage.
So I have 6. We could just do 3 damage.
Still, that's enough to clear it.
Yeah, let's go.
All right. That will reveal the pet collar's objective. Now we need someone to
search it.
to inspect it.
So he's also going to bark at Freya to keep moving. Move. So he moved Freya.
Oh, wow. So you're not going to use the fake hand. I don't guess you need to.
What do you mean? Well, somebody else can have it.
Oh, well, did you want to trade them around
Yeah.
before you left?
It's whoever's turn it is, right? Has to trade. So these can go to.
They can go to Clay and then to whoever.
Yeah, but yeah, sure.
I didn't want you to be stuck with having to discard them.
Mm-hmm.
Who's next? It's Jane. Jane. All right, for 2, she can inspect this thing. Under the chair, you see a bunch of blinking circular objects piled on top of each other.
Wow.
If we do an interact, we read interlude 1, then uncover the map device. Well, hey, I've got enough for that. Bloop. Let's do it. For 2, I'm going to do that. Interlude 1. Under the massage chair, you find many copies of Howard's experimental pet collar. Howard had designed the collars to help regulate the energy in a pet's robotic parts, as well as improve their reflexes. All of the collars suddenly began flashing and beeping, like they had all linked up somehow. You think it would be a good idea to have everyone wear one of the collars, especially since it'll be dangerous out there. Distribute each pet's pet collar with the pet's name in art and set it to the level 1 side. Check this out. Jane has her own collar. Roman has his own collar. They've all got their own. Oh, I didn't see this. During her turn, Jane can give one of her energy to another pet. That's pretty cool. So these are charms. So they go right to the side. This is Jane's. This is Roman's. Spend 3 luck to gain 1 energy or 1 feather if within 0 of another pet, meaning in another pet space. And that cost, it has 3 luck up at the top. So I still have 1 energy. Oh, Jane may re-roll 1 energy die.
Nice.
So I did have an energy and a half, so I'm going to re-roll that one. It would have given me another energy.
Yeah.
So with that in mind, she can inspect this map device.
Nice.
After you remove the pet collars, you notice another small device with a dark screen and a blinking light. If I do interact, I finish the round and read conclusion 1. So she's out of energy. So we are moving on to Roman's turn. So Roman could finish it.
He doesn't have good paws, but that's okay, depending on what you roll.
Well, he starts out, he gets 4. Ooh. And he gets 3 more for 7. How about that?
All right. So what does this say?
If I go down 3, this will just end the round. Is it okay? We won't get this.
That's okay.
So, finish the round and read conclusion 1.
Whoa, this is the end of the round.
Tired after their pushing and shoving, the pets celebrated their success. High fives with paws and claws. I mean, aren't some paws like 4s?
Yeah.
I don't know.
High 4s.
Jane thanked them and investigated the map device. She tried pawing it, but only when she looked directly at the screen did it activate itself. It seemed like Howard had used her face as one of the ways of unlocking the device. How fortunate. It's got Face ID.
Nice.
How cool is that?
See their face.
All of a sudden, floating above the device was a ghostly projection of what Jane recognized as a human map. All 4 pets gazed at 2 red dots flashing on this map, and 1 red dot had the familiar face of Howard next to it. Jane noticed that the other red dot moved a little when she walked around the house with the device. She concluded that the moving dot had to be the device she was holding. If she could somehow get both dots to be next to each other, maybe she would find Howard.
Gotta find Howard.
Pleased with her new intelligence and armed with this device, she really hoped that they might locate her owner. The pets were discussing what to do next when they heard a loud banging on the front and back doors. All of a sudden, Both doors burst open, and it was those strange humans Howard called Sims. They'd been drawn to the pets for some mysterious reason and were moving toward them. Each pet gets a pet collar charm to add to their board. And we move on to Treat Street Hill.
So my question is, do we keep the items that we have or do we not?
That is a good question.
I might tell you in the next thing, but it sounds like you keep your collars for sure.
Yes.
As far as the other stuff, it's unclear.
It is not completely clear. So, that is all of the base rules.
Yeah.
For Cyber Pet Quest.
Nice.
So there are some additional rules before starting chapter 1. There is a sneak reference card, and each pet is supposed to receive a sneak token at the sneak side down. We place the aggro token, which is this. You're going to give this to Jane. And this is really cool. So you take this, open it up, and this is the Sims board. How cool is that?
Nice.
So we put this, unfortunately, we don't have a spot for it, but it's a spot for each of the Sims to be placed so that you can track their damage on here, as well as have a level card over here to the side. And the Sims level basically tells how much damage that it is going to do. The rules show a level 1 Sims card. However, the Sims cards that we have says easy and medium and hard and nightmare. So I believe they initially developed the Sims to have different levels, but it sort of seems like they have switched it to so that the Sims can just scale a difficulty level.
Mm.
So, and basically, that is how you would set up so that you can have Sims. Whenever you randomly draw a Sims card, they're going to go onto the board. Each of the Sims will move a certain number of spaces towards the pet with the aggro token.
Because they have little meeples.
Yes, they've got 4 colored meeples. I've got them over here. Currently, they just look like these little miniature meeples, and each of them color coded for these slots.
Yeah.
Each of them will deal a certain amount of damage to pets, and how much impact it will take to stun a Sims. So now we haven't played with the Sims before, so I think we probably will end our playthrough here. However, basically each of the Sims on a Sim's turn, they are going to they have abilities that will trigger at the beginning of the Sim's turn, either when they're choosing their target or when they're attacking and moving, or their passive abilities that are always going to be on for those Sims. And we're not going to get into all of the combat rules, but this should be enough information so that people will know whether this is a game that they would truly enjoy. There seem to be a whole lot of different locations. For example, you could be on a San Lazaro cable car interacting with Sims and other critters. There are a variety of different Sims that will come into play. I can't see anything, Steph. Sorry. Yes,
So
I will. There we go. A variety of different sims that will come into contact with the pets. And yeah. Any
yeah.
comments, Steph?
No, I mean I think it's super cute. It's pretty easy to get into. Obviously the tutorial just teaches you like how the flow of the game is gonna go, which I like. So there's a lot more to it as you progress with the story and everything.
And as you
So
continue, then those rules will just get slowly integrated in.
yeah,
And
so that's nice too, right? So I was just looking at their Kickstarter. There's a whole bunch of things that
oh
they,
yeah.
they got it like a deluxe box, so options, so lots of cool dice and everything. Um,
Oh, super cute.
Stretch goals.
And actually they make it really easy to determine what is in all editions, what is in the deluxe edition, etc., based on there's a little A for all and a little D for deluxe.
Yeah,
And so you can really see easily um, what sort of things are on there.
yeah. So
So scroll down at the pledge levels.
okay,
So the raccoon pledge is the standard edition, $24 for the standard edition.
it's really not bad.
Yeah.
But why do that when you could have the deluxe edition?
For only $39. It's only what, $15 more.
Yeah.
So that seems sort of cool.
Um.
Then you've got the Happy Dog Pledge Deluxe and some add-ons for $79. Is a metallic aggro token, some pet specific dodge dice. Seems sort of cool.
Yeah. So you can play it free on Tabletop Simulator if you want to check it out for yourself.
Cool.
And the draft rules are also posted on the Kickstarter as well. And so, yeah.
So taking a look at moving on, some of the chapters that they have: Cable Car Clash, Rooftop Madness, Come Play With Me, Stadium Steeplechase, Fishing for Trouble, The Queen's Domain, A Night at the Museum, Cybernetic Lab of Doom. So it seems like there's some really oh, you could get your pet's art in the game?
Yeah.
How cool is that? I see. So yeah, so
That's cute.
if you and the pet cards are made just for you. They're not in every copy, but your pet will be turned into a bionic pet.
That's great.
That is really fantastic.
I love it. So there's a whole bunch of different levels depending on what you would like.
Oh yeah.
Well, that's so cool. Okay. Well, check out their Kickstarter because there's some cool things happening there.
Jovia says we need a bionic Azul.
Well, he was
He
here.
would agree.
I'm like, where's your bionic or your cyber part? He's like, my arms. I'm like, no.
Probably his mouth.
Yeah. So yeah, that was cute.
This comes in a cool little magnetic sealed box. And all of this in a small little package.
Yeah.
So be sure to check out Cyber Pet Quest on Kickstarter. And you know what I'm going to say, Jelfia? What am I going to say? She's going to say it right up here within 5 seconds, I think. What do I always say about Kickstarters?
Don't wait.
Jelfia watching.
Yeah, she is.
There it is, right there. Don't wait, or it will be too late. That's right. And the other thing we say is what we're about to say here in a little bit is that if you enjoyed this teach and playthrough and you want to see more just like it, come check us out on YouTube at BoardGamerSteph or join us on twitch.tv/BoardGamerSteph every Wednesday and Sunday night at 5 p.m. Central, where you can see us stream through everything. And this is where we play all the games.
All the games.
That's right.
Yeah, because we play 3 games every night.
3 games every single stream.
And yeah, so for those on Twitch, we will be right back.